Hello everyone, this is Naren Sirswa and welcome to Udan. Question number first of Delhi quiz 5th May 2020. Consider the following statements regarding virtual banking system. Statement first is a virtual bank provides similar services like traditional brick and mortar bank such as checking accounts, saving accounts, certificates of deposits, and loans. Statement second is the sole advantage offered by virtual bank is cost savings. Statement third is many virtual banks allow to open new accounts online and also allow waiving of bank account fees. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C 1 and 3 only, option D 1, 2 and 3, and the right answer is option D 1, 2 and 3. Let's explain. It has no branches. A virtual bank can provide many of the same products and services such as checking accounts, saving accounts, certificates of deposit and loans that you find at a traditional brick and mortar bank. However, access is available only through an internet connection either on a computer or a mobile device. While virtual banking was once a novel idea, today one might be hard pressed to tell whether a bank is virtual or traditional simply by viewing its website or mobile app. Next is many traditional banks now offer a full range of online products and services that match those offered by virtual banks. Since the online offerings of virtual and traditional banks are all that different, the sole advantage offered by virtual banks is cost savings. A virtual bank doesn't have to pay for physical branches nor the employees to staff those branches. This is a tremendous cost savings, and the savings are usually passed along to customers in the form of higher interest rates on savings, lower interest rates on loans, and lower banking fees. Next is question number 2. Eat Right India movement was in the recently news. Which of the following ministers which of the following ministries institute launched this program? Option A FSSAI, option B Niti Aayog with UNDP, option C Ministry of Food Processing Industries, option D Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. And the right answer of this question is option A FSSAI. Let's explain this. Eat Right India built on two broad pillars of eat healthy and eat safe, aims to engage, excite, and enable citizens to improve their health and well-being. Launched by FSSAI, it is a collective effort to make both the demand and supply side intervention through the engagement of key stakeholders. Next is question number 3. The term Northeast Asia Peace and Cooperation Initiative (NAPCI) often appears in the news in the context of the affairs of which of the following country group of countries organizations? Option A Shanghai Cooperation Organization, option B World Bank, option C Republic of South Korea, option D USA, and right answer is option C Republic of South Korea. It is the initiative of Republic of South Korea. NAPCI is a future-oriented process to build an order of multilateral cooperation in the region. The initiative aims at solidifying the practice of multilateral cooperation in non-traditional soft security areas. Next is question number 4. H virus classification. Option A, influenza virus B. Option B, influenza virus A. Option C, influenza virus T. Option D, influenza virus C. And right answer is influenza virus A, option B. Explanation of this virus in virus classification. Influenza viruses are RNA viruses that make up 4 of the 7 generation of the family Orthomyxoviridae. First is influenza virus A, second influenza virus B, third influenza virus C, and fourth is influenza virus D. These viruses are only distantly related to the human para-influenza viruses, which are RNA viruses belonging to the paramyxoviruses family that are a common cause of respiratory infection in children such as croup, but can also cause a disease similar to influenza in adults. A fourth family of influenza viruses was identified in 2016, influenza D. The type of species for this family in influenza D virus, which was first isolated in 2011. Next is influenza virus A. This genus has one species, influenza A virus. Wild aquatic birds are the natural hosts for a large variety of influenza A. Occasionally, viruses are transmitted to other species and may then cause devastating outbreaks. Are the most virulent human pathogens among the 4 influenza types and cause the severest disease. Next, the influenza A virus can be subdivided into different serotypes based on the antibody response to these viruses. The serotypes that have been confirmed in humans, ordered by the number of non-human pandemic deaths, are H1N1, which caused Spanish flu in 1918 and swine flu in 2009. H2N2, which caused Asian flu in 1957. H3N2, which caused Hong Kong flu in 1968. H5N1, which caused bird flu in 2004. H7N7, which has unusual zoonotic potential. H1N2 endemic in humans, pigs and birds. Similarly, H9N2, H7N2, H7N3, H10N7. H7N9 responsible for an ongoing epidemic in China and currently has the greatest pandemic potential among the type A subtypes. H6N1 only infected one person. Next is question number 5. With reference to the interconnect uses charge IUC, consider the following statements. Statement first is operators from whose network a call originates have to pay the operator of the destination network have to pay the operators from whose network a call originates a certain amount per minute as call handling fees. Which of the following sentences given above are correct? Option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, both 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. And right answer is option A, 1 only. Let's explain this. Interconnect uses charges IUC currently in news. The Telecom Regulatory Authority of India (TRAI) this week made 2 major announcements that analysts say will have a material positive impact on financial health of telecoms especially Vodafone Idea and Bharti Airtel. First announcement is TRAI's decision to extend the 6 paise per minute call handling charge or interconnect uses charge IUAC for another year will boost the operating profits of Airtel and Vodafone Idea Limited by 1% and 10% respectively in the next financial year. 6 paise per minute may not seem much, but every penny counts for the two telecompanies. Second, TRAI has also agreed to begin consultations on establishing a floor tariff. If fructified, this would be viewed as a positive outcome for the industry, as this could potentially ensure more stable competition. Next is interconnect of the destination network 6 paisa per minute as call handling fees. Next is question number 6. With reference to the greater one-horned rhinoceros, consider the following statements. Statement first, this species is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List as populations are fragmented. Statement second is Kaziranga National Park shelters the highest density of Indian rhinos in the world. Statement third is the Indian rhinos in regionally extinct in Pakistan. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 and 2 only, option B 2 and 3 only, option C 1 and 3 only, option D 1, 2 and 3, and right answer is option D 1, 2 and 3. Let's explain this. Greater one-horned rhinoceros. The Indian rhinoceros, also called the greater one-horned rhinoceros and great Indian rhinoceros, is a rhinoceros species native to the Indian subcontinent. It is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List as population are fragmented and restricted to less than 20,000 kilometer square is equals to what? 7,700 square miles. Moreover, the extent and quality of the rhino's most important habitat, alluvial grassland and riverine forest, is considered to be in decline due to human and livestock mature individuals were estimated to live in the wild. The Indian rhinoceros once ranged throughout the entire stretch of the Indo-Gangetic Plain, but excessive hunting and agricultural development reduced its range drastically to 11 sites in northern India and southern Nepal. In the early 1990s, between 1870 and 1895 rhinos were estimated to have been alive, including Bangladesh and the southern part of Nepal and Bhutan. It is a destination-based direct tax and is levied at the final consumption point. Statement second is, it is currently levied on every product. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and right answer is option D neither 1 nor 2. Let's explain this. GST is a destination based indirect tax and is levied at the final consumption point. Under GST, a gamut of 17 indirect taxes like excise duty, VAT, service tax, luxury tax, etc. are subsumed. taxes not subsumed under GST, basic custom duty, anti-dumping duty, central excise on petroleum products, VAT on alcohol for human consumption, stamp duty, property tax levied by local bodies, professional tax, etc. GST is currently levied on every product except petroleum products, alcohol, real estate, and electricity in 4 slabs of 5, 12, 18, and 28%. Most of the daily use articles have zero GST as per the latest revision of the tax rates last year. In addition, excess is levied on automobiles, luxury and demerit and sin goods. It was launched on 1st July 2017 in a special session of Parliament. Next is question number 8. Promising high rates of return with little risk to investors. Statement second is it offers a higher rate of return that conventional forms of investing such as post office schemes as well as fixed deposits. Which of the statements given above are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and right answer is option C both 1 and 2. Let's explain this. What do we mean by Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a fraudulent investing scam promising high rates of return with little risk of investors. It generates returns for early investors by acquiring new investors. They rely on a constant flow of new investments to continue to provide returns to older investors. When this flow runs out, the scheme falls apart. Next is reasons for the popularity of Ponzi schemes. Higher rate of return. A major reason for their popularity is that they offer a higher rate of return than conventional forms of investing such as post office schemes and fixed deposits. Next is ease of investment. It is a very convenient to invest in these schemes with agents providing door-to-door service. Sometimes brand ambassadors associated with these schemes provide them legitimacy. Next is question number 9. Consider the following statement. Statement first is it is the country's first international exchange located at International Financial Services Center. Statement second is it is India's first international primary market platform. Which of the statements given above are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and right answer is option C both 1 and 2. Let's explain this. India International Exchange and India INX. It is the country's first international exchange located at International Financial Service Center, GIFT City in Gujarat, GIFT City in Gujarat. It is a subsidiary of Bombay Stock Exchange BSE Limited. It is the fastest in the world with a turnaround time of 4 microseconds, operating on an advanced technology platform of Eurex T7. It launched Global Securities Market, India's first international primary market platform that connects global investors with Indian and foreign issuers. Next is question number 10. Consider the following statements regarding credit rating agencies in India, CRA. Statement first is CRA is defined as a body corporate with which is engaged and proposes to be engaged in the business rating of securities offered by way of public or rights issues. Statement second, SEBI credit rating agencies regulations 1999 provide for a disclosure based regulatory regime where the one only, option B two only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and right answer is option A 1 only. Let's explain this. Credit rating agencies in India, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, regulation CRA is defined as a body corporate which is engaged in or proposes to be engaged in the business of rating of securities offered by way of public of rights issue. SEBI Credit Rating Agency Regulations 1999 provide for a disclosure based regulatory regime where the agencies are required to disclose their rating criteria, methodology, default recognition policy, and guidelines on dealing with conflict of interest. There are 7 credit rating agencies registered with SEBI, which CRISIL, ICRA, CARE, India Ratings and Research, SMERA, Informatics and Brickworks. Next is question number 11. Consider the following statements regarding Bank for International Settlements, BIS. Statement first is, it is an international financial institution owned by central banks which fosters international monetary. Statement second is, it serves as financial cooperation and serves as bank for central banks. Which of the statements given above is are correct? Option A 1 only, option B 2 only, option C both 1 and 2, option D neither 1 nor 2, and right answer is option C both 1 and 2. International settlements. It is an international financial institution owned by central banks which fosters international monetary and financial cooperation and serves as bank for central banks. Its head office is in Basel, Switzerland. BIS hosts and supports a number of international institutions engaged in standard setting and financial stability, one of which is Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, BCBS. So hope student you like this. I hope you are working very hard, and don't forget to download our application from Play Store. Just type UDAAN ACADEMY and download our application. You will get their further content and you will get tremendous test series and you will get all India rank there. Thank you so much. All for the day.